I survived 100 days in ultra hardcore, and here's what happened. So after turning off natural regen and naming the world sandwich, I spawned in day 1 in this spruce forest and decided to immediately go into this cave, only to shortly turn back around because I forgot to punch a tree, so I punched a tree. Then I made a wooden pick just to get stone and so I could proceed to never use that wooden pick ever again. I then ventured deeper into the cave until I stumbled across some iron, and while looking for more iron, I decided I could take on this creeper with a stone pick and no armor. But then I said to myself, Kale, this is ultra hardcore. That's hardcore but with an ultra in front of it. So I left. Then I grabbed some sweet berries because they are clearly the best food in the game, and just so I'm just kidding. I didn't have any other food source. Went ahead, crafted some tools and especially a stone axe to defend myself, but then some shears so I could get a bed as soon as possible. This sheep was greedy and only gave me 1 wool. But his friends, they were nice. The iron I had gathered earlier was smelted, and I almost made myself a pick, but decided on a bucket instead. And then, to end the day off, I scaled this mountain to look upon the world, cook some beef, make a bed, and watch the sunset as I fell asleep. On day 2, I packed up my belongings and was ready to find a place to make my home. I wasn't sure where I would go or what I would do. I didn't really even have any plans going into this world other than to survive. But I knew I should be careful in hardcore and be especially careful in UHC. And although food wouldn't heal me, hey, look, I'm really sorry, but I'm hungry, so I almost began to feel bad. So I went to find flint for a flint and steel so I could save time and also cook the beef. Then I looked around for some oxide daisies and then took my first bit of damage by making some weird bird noise. But at least I found some oxide daisies. I began day 3 by dancing or something. I don't really know what I'm doing here, but then I crafted a flint and steel, put it on my offhand, and began cooking. However, I was no world famous chef at first. Come here! Are you kidding me? Although, with lots of determination and hard work, I became a pretty alright beef chef. Come over here. Thank you. But then this iron sword wielding zombie left a bad review, so I knew my work wasn't done yet, and my greatest challenger had arrived. This cow used what is called a big brain move, and the only way to counter it was by using an even bigger brain move. But with my work now complete, we began asking the real questions on stream. Sand how? Sand where? Sand who? I then found my first ruined portal, which was kind of a disappointment because I wanted to get more iron for some armor. But then while I was mining, I could hear it. In the distance, I could hear the call for adventure. But I figured I probably ought to grab that iron anyway, and then I had to smelt it, and then I crafted a boat. But then it was time to set sail. I was initially looking for shipwrecks, but stopped at this dark oak forest because here I'd be able to get mushrooms to combine with those oxide daisies that I found earlier, and I could make suspicious stew with the regeneration effect. I'd finally be able to heal, although it would only be 1.5 hearts at a time. On day 5, I began really searching for shipwrecks to get iron. I mean, why would you mine and smelt your own iron when ancient pirates can do it for you? Plus, hunting for buried treasure is kind of fun, and I get to show off what I talk about in this YouTube short, where I show you 2 tricks on how to find the exact location of buried treasure every single time. Although I will say, there wasn't that great of loot in this chest, so I took some time to sort out my inventory. After upping the render distance a bit, I spotted another shipwreck in the distance. This one had just enough iron so I could create a full set of armor. Night was fast approaching, and I forgot to craft boots. When I woke up on day 6, I actually didn't remember what I had forgotten to craft and left without making boots. Let me know down in the comments if you spot when I eventually do craft boots. I found more buried treasure, and then chat accused me of being lost. Kale has got lost. No, I'm not lost. I'm not lost. And then I carefully extracted this gold block from this ruined portal and dug around until I found the chest. This one had some golden carrots in it, which was pretty cool. I ran towards the blue-robed one, and since he didn't have anything I wanted, I took his, leads. Also, as much as I'd like to say I didn't take damage in ultra hardcore from these llamas, I totally did. I ended off day 6 intrigued by this cave, crafting a shield, and going to sleep while this pig stared at me. On day 7, I went into that cave, shield in hand, and stumbled across what appeared to be a spawner room. When I took a peek inside, it seemed like I showed up at a bad time and everyone started fighting, so I gave them a minute, and then, after a while, I showed myself back in, and was now the proud owner of a skeleton spawner and also a cat disc. On day 8, I went across this channel, which I named the YouTube channel, to gather a bunch of spruce wood, and then I went to bed. On day 9, I gathered some diorite and, well, just wasted an entire iron pickaxe on gathering diorite. On day 10, I cleared out the floor below the skeleton spawner, and on day 11, I began building my starter house. I wanted to go for a bit of a rustic or medieval cottage type house for this build. Day 12, I put that diorite to use with some wool for my walls and also used some polished diorite. On day 13, I crafted up some stairs and began working on a roof shape. The shape that I ended up with was something rather sharp and steep, and I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. Day 14, I went back to that dark forest to get dark oak wood so that I could make my front door, and it literally took the entire day. While building on day 15, I fell from the roof and took a bit of damage, but hey, at least the roof was coming along nicely. On days 16, 17, and 18, I cleared out the rest of the area needed to make a skeleton spawner farm. This would come in handy not only for the bones and arrows, but also as an early game XP farm. Finally, putting that water bucket to use on day 19, I placed the water in the spawner farm and then realized I would need a soul sand from the nether for the water elevator. So I went to the ruined portal and began painstakingly putting together a portal using the lava there and some water. I used dirt blocks as a sort of frame, and then by day 20, I had a fully completed nether portal, so I went through it. What was waiting for me on the other side was a nether fortress in a crimson forest biome. And while this was pretty lucky and also right next to a blaze spawner, it was also very dangerous and was one of the first risky things I had done in this world. I fought this blaze, but unfortunately, he didn't drop a blaze rod. I kept exploring the fortress and saw this wither skeleton down the hall. I was extra careful to not get withered. But I had finally found what I came for though, so I gathered it up, and the only thing between me and my portal home was yet another wither skeleton. I stopped to think for a moment, then made a break for it. If you can't tell, I really do not like wither skeletons, and as an extra precaution, I tried to block behind me, but it was kind of a forehead and made it in a way that you could still get past. But quickly fixed it, went through the portal, and sprinted back to my house, where I slept peacefully and not dead. On day 21, I got back to work on the skeleton farm, and by day 22, I had completed the farm. All that was left for me to do was remove the torches on day 23 to activate the farm. I did a little AFK session on day 24. I was down 3 hearts, so on day 25, I healed a bit using the suspicious stew and also did some farming. On day 26, I walked around and read chat. Chill streams every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Day 27, I started my strange addiction, which is apparently wheat farming, because for the next 3 days, I only did that, until day 30 came around, where I did more work on the house. If you're wondering why progress seems to go so slow, Minecraft days are only about 10 minutes each, and on top of that, I'm interacting a lot with chat. These pillagers came by to interrupt said chat interaction on day 31. Oh my gosh, they're coming! I slept outside. That was their house now. I took my home back the next day, and also got some birchwood to redecorate the walls a little. I finally finished up the floor on day 33 and even added this cool looking wall. Day 34, I gave myself plenty of storage space but chose to not organize it. I regretted this later, but first needed to get more wood for more chests, and I slept in a forest. Following day, I came back home to add the rest of the chests, and even had enough logs to finish some more exterior of the house. Things were coming along very nicely. Day 37 was some more laid back building. But day 38, I got visited by big-nosed people, both friendly and not. These guys get scared of me and kept going though. At least that's what I tell myself for what happened. Look, you gotta boost the confidence somehow. Day 39, I harvested the whole wheat field for roofing material, but it still wasn't enough. Days 40 through 44 went a bit like, need light? Have light. Need roof? Have... oh my gosh, this is one of the most needlessly tedious processes. Like seriously, why can't these blocks be easier to place? And why can't I just place blocks correctly the first time? Why am I doing this with iron tools? I should really get some enchantments and oh, okay. Day 45, I decided to get away and look for a village. I found 2 ocean monuments, but was actually in the ocean with the hopes of finding a village on the shore somewhere. No such luck, so I had to go on land. But I would have to continue my search into the next day. Now, I actually found a village relatively quickly, and this was my reaction. Oh, village. When I got there, I first looted the farms. What is this? This beetroot? Ugh. But only for the good crops like carrots. I robbed this poor guy, and I made a new friend. No, wait, go, get in the boat. No, not. Why? Villagers make me lose my mind just a little. You have been warned. Chat, meet Tom. This is Tom right here. Tom and I are local merchants. We travel the world in search of fine. We're merchants. We sell things. We sell things. Yeah, Tom doesn't say much. He got in an accident one time, and now the only thing he knows how to say anymore is Yeah, see. Okay, Tom, stay here. Keep an eye on the car. Hi, can I get a Big Mac? Oh, Hey, are you the manager? No? Hey, can I get a double quarter pounder? No? Yeah, I'll just take a Happy Meal then. I guess it's just you then. What do you have left? Oh, the McRib? Yeah, that's kind of gross, isn't it? I had finally gone mad. Tom and I got very lost. I thought that this river was the way out back into the ocean, but apparently it wasn't. I told you that eating the map was not how you use the map. It doesn't make you know the directions all the time. See, now we're lost. Tom, this is your fault. Tom was, however, leading me to another village, which coincidentally was closer to the ocean and to home. Tom? Day 48, I looted this village and found the way home, but due to the terrain, I had a bit of a rough time getting Tom in and out of the boat. Once we did make it to the ocean though, it was smooth sailing from there. And when we finally made it home, I made a nice safe room for him, then headed back to find Tom a friend. Since I knew where this village was now, the whole process became a lot more efficient. Jerry here was also just much more cooperative than Tom. It was still somewhat tedious though, as is with anything involving villagers. But this was day 50, which means we're halfway through the days in this video, so if you've made it this far, please consider leaving a like as it greatly helps how well this video does. And also, subscribe if you aren't, but if you are, hit the bell and turn on all notifications. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's get back into the video. Days 51 through 57, I got back to work. The frequent pillager patrols didn't even bother me anymore. I released Tom from his very nice house, and then introduced him to Jerry. Did we just mix them up? I don't remember who was who now. I did a bit more work on my roof, both inside and out, then took forever trying to decipher this brewing guide until I realized I don't even have blaze rods, so it doesn't even matter. Kind of a sandwich moment. Then I tried out this trapdoor detail, then did a quick stats check. Day 58, I started my mine for the chill mining and chatting stream. I did this on a chunk border because diamond veins generate based on chunks. If you'd like to know how I brought up the chunk borders, it's F3 and G, but if you want more tips like that, go check out this video after you finish this one. Anyway, I finally made it to the proper Y level by day 59, so it was time to start mining on day 60. I decided to get some more diorite, and I'm glad that I did because there was a bit of a surprise hidden underneath all of it. A bird pooped on these diamonds. But yeah, those were my first diamonds. We got the diamonds achievement, let's go. I mined for a bit more, and while clearing gravel, I found even more diamonds. If you can't already tell, I was ready for a tools and armor upgrade, but also I just needed more resources in general. This was about to be a pretty long, but much needed mining session. I was also kinda looking for golden apples. Oh, ooh, lava. Diamonds! Wait a minute. I was extra cautious in the places where things could go wrong, like around lava. Day 63, I returned to the surface to name some things, which is actually a channel point redemption on my Twitch channel, so if you want to name my tools, definitely go check out the streams over there. The following day, I had a strange suspicion that my Minecraft world was trying to kill me. Why, you ask? No reason. Diamonds! Non-shiny diamonds. Okay, this is just obsidian. Day 66, I went back up for some food, but there seemed to be a crime. I interrogated the only witness, then got my vegetarian food, which was beef, of course. What else did you think? I wrapped up the mining session on days 68 and 69, also visited the skeleton farm. What can I say? I just really like this thing. Then I went back down and found the final diamonds that I needed. Day 70. The day that I emerged from the depths. A changed, blocky man. All of the hard work of these past few days would finally culminate in the epic forging of the armor of heroes. Of course, this hero didn't have enough inventory space though, so I had to make more space. But once I did, history was made on the newly named Diamond Forge Island, located here in the YouTube channel. Day 71, I felt refreshed, so I grew some trees. Oh, and also, I don't know if this is Tom or Jerry, but RIP. I leveled some terrain, did a quick stats check, and then went into my house to grab some... Wait. Oh no. Day 73, I started working on this path that would lead to my front door and also add some separation to the eventual wheat field. Now, as I start this wheat field on day 74, you may be asking why I'm building all of this stuff and trying to make nice things without, I don't know, beating the dragon first? Well, I thought about it, and a huge dilemma I tend to see with hardcore players is that they usually don't want to build anything that nice without first beating the game. But the way I like to play the game is to not rush into anything. A huge part of Minecraft for me is the early game when you can't fly around with elytra or just go to a farm to grab a few shulker boxes worth of materials. There's something special about the things you can make during these early days. So that's why I usually had these streams where I was trying to build something that I could easily have a conversation while building. The conversations went all over the place.
And you know, Mumbo doesn't even have a mustache in real life, though.
Not that I'm saying I'm better. Mumbo, huge fan, just my mustache is real. Going back to the game, I found more creative ways to hide the crop water, and also found a few nice vantage points for taking a step back. Day 84, I made this thing and I didn't really like it or really know what it was. So after spending a day contemplating on my roof, I decided to go get a new villager since one of our original two was looking a little green these days. I made it to the village, picked my target, friend. Yes, we were friends alright. Especially after I had to defend him from this guy.
Go up on the thing. I'll just put that there, and good job, Benjamin.
I took Benjamin back to my home island, then released whoever this was. I think it's Tom. I genuinely have no clue. Anyways, I used the bed and bell method to move our two new villagers together and gave them some potatoes. Then I lit up the surrounding area, made them a nice home, and took my bell back. They seemed a little hungry, so I grew some more potatoes and carrots in that thing that I made earlier, and the next day there was a little guy in there. I stopped naming villagers at this point though, because I had a mission to get 2 enchanted books, Mending and Protection 4. Mending because, well, it's mending, but Protection 4 because I knew that if I could get full Protection 4 diamond armor, then I'd be safe from mostly anything the game could throw at me. Then I locked in the trade for the mending villager and made a roof, but that was a mistake, so I had to step into action to save this guy. He was getting kind of in the way, so I set him free, but somehow, the next day he was back inside of here. I genuinely have no clue how he got back in. If someone can tell me in the comments, that'd be awesome. Anyways, I expanded their room to give them enough space, and then got back to work trying to get my Protection 4 enchanted book trade. It wasn't until day 92 that I finally got that trade, so I put the enchant on my chest piece, then farmed some trees, because Fletcher's for the stick trade is my favorite way to get emeralds. Day 94, I got some cows in a pen so I could start getting leather for books, books for bookshelves, and bookshelves for my enchanting table. There was a sheep in the wrong place at the wrong time though. I also harvested the sugarcane for paper and more wheat so I could breed more cows. Then I killed this enderman who didn't drop a pearl. And on days 98 and 99, I began digging out the area for my enchanting room basement. Day 100. I apologize if this is disappointing, but it's actually what happened. My internet crashed 3 times during this stream, which sucked, but I did end up finishing that enchanting room, and I also got Protection 4 on all of my armor. Thinking back on all the things I've done in these first 100 days, despite progress being slow, where some players may have possibly beat the game or had much better gear than me, or built more, I took my time. And that's what's amazing about Minecraft as a game. Every playstyle is valid whether you like to get your maxed out gear before day 100 or after. It really doesn't matter. But I am proud of myself, especially being the type of player who on an SMP would have a death count in the triple digits. The added challenge of ultra hardcore and I guess hardcore in general, I think has made me a better player, and I don't think I would change anything about how I have played this world so far. This UHC world isn't over yet though, as it goes well beyond these 100 days. I will say that I'm currently still alive and approaching day 200, where I'll be trying to beat the Ender Dragon. So if you want to see that, I'll be doing a stream either here on YouTube or more likely over on my Twitch channel. If you want to support me so I can continue making more videos like this one, seriously, all it takes is liking the video and sharing it with your friends. Or if you want to support even more, you can head over to my Patreon, where you can join for as little as $1 a month. Anyway, that's all I have for now. My name has been Kale, this was 100 Days in UHC, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.